I know you're looking at the title of the video and are thinking to yourself, this garbage topic again, Mr. Streamer or YouTuber in this case. Haven't we went over Fav KAZUHA versus Einstein KAZUHA enough, especially with a lot of different content creators already making a specific video on this debate? Well, yes, but just listen, okay? That's not actually what I wanted to talk about. I actually want to talk about something else. What I really want to talk about is Project GUOBA, which is a project developed by Ming, where it is a data collection project that help us visualize and craft what is a realistic set of artifacts. And we need your help. We're looking for data for the Angel Goblin, and you can submit your data here. But first, let's talk about why these data are extremely useful. And while that is theoretically possible, and a lot of people like to comment how their KAZUHA have insane amount of ER anyway, so they don't need Fav, what is the actual percentage of people that actually is able to run Iron Instinct on their KAZUHA without losing out on ER requirement? And that's precisely why this project exists. This project, Project GUOBA, experiment between the elemental mastery and energy recharge on KAZUHA, where assuming you run a Iron Instinct with triple EM KAZUHA, how much ER are people realistically have? And throughout this data collection project, we found out that only the top 5% of the submitted data are actually meeting ER requirement. And keep in mind that that is top 5% of the submitted data, which is a Ming internal project. In general, we expect most of the people who are submitting their data already be at a higher level of gameplay, whether that be theory crafting or just farming artifact more efficient in general, since these players are players who are closely following Ming, following their theory crafting or following their guide. And so when only the top 5% of the people can meet ER requirement while running a triple EM Iron Instinct, it just means pretty much majority of the people out there, especially the casual player, are never gonna hit a ER requirement on their KAZUHA without running the Phonius Sword. And that's the reason why Phonius Sword is just this general recommendation for pretty much everyone out there. While we're on the topic, I also want to talk about how C1 KAZUHA does not fulfill his energy requirement, which is a very common misconception. Now, a lot of people have heard about that if you run a sacrificial sword on KAZUHA, you can fulfill your energy requirement very easily, and that is pretty much true since you get to double cast your elemental skill. However, that leads to people believing that with Constellation 1, you can easily cast your elemental skill twice, similar to a sac sword, and so Constellation 1 fulfill his energy requirement. And that's actually not true, at least not by itself. The thing you're ignoring about a sacrificial sword is that at the end of the day, it still comes with energy recharge as a substat. So not only you get to cast your elemental skill, but it also by default comes with energy recharge, which greatly benefit each one of your elemental skill casts. When you're just simply running a C1 KAZUHA without any energy recharge, then it's not the same because, well, your elemental skill get to cast twice, but they're not being multiplied by the amount of energy recharge you're going to get from the sacrificial sword. And so in general, Constellation 1 is about a 15 to 20% energy reduction, I think. However, it is definitely not enough to fulfill his entire energy requirement, so just something to call out, although it is off topic from the GUOBA video. But yeah, coming back to this, we are looking for more data that will help us drive this experiment when it comes to Danjo. In specifically speaking, we are looking for Danjo Goblin. As you might know, with the Genshin 3.0 release, everybody has to start from scratch to farm a Danjo Goblin. And we want to know on average, what kind of Danjo Goblin can we expect from players who are just slowly farming the game. For example, I spent 2,000 resin just for one single Danjo Goblin, and this is the one I got. And you might have seen this through a lot of the content creator, where everybody has been making video about how they spend like insane amount of resin for like no Danjo Goblin. Spoiler alert, I also have one of those videos coming, or it might have came out already. Check out my channel. And by the way, if you're not subscribed, then don't forget to subscribe, right? Haha. I think this is a very interesting problem because you might have heard from the field crafter from Ming that currently Danjo characters are not the greatest top of the line meta, obviously because they are new. However, with that being said, on top of the fact that they probably don't have that good artifact, namely they probably don't have that good Danjo Goblin since they are brand new and it's very hard to acquire one right now compared to your other artifact that you can have really well rolled. Your Danjo character might be hindered a little bit due to the fact that Danjo characters are just too new and they're not really that amazing, plus you don't have amazing Goblin on your artifact, and so they are hindered a little bit. But with that being said, it would be really interesting to see the results. Let me know what you would like to see in terms of the results. Maybe we can make that into a separate video. But for now, yes, we do need your help, and you can submit your data by going into the guoba.kachingming.com webpage and just hitting submit your data. Submitting your data is very simple. Unfortunately, you have to know how to use Genshin optimizers. So in general, we expect these data to be skilled to the higher end since, well, if you guys are watching this channel, you're probably more equipped than most multiplayer in general. You want to hit submit your data, and then it will ask you to actually log in on your Discord. Here you can see I've logged it into my Discord account, show up as 1010. I already went through that step. I promise you they're not stealing a Discord data. We're just using that as to know like who submitted data, as to keep track of the name. And then you just paste your Genshin Impact Optimizer file here, as well as your UID and stuff. We do this to make sure that people are not creating artifact out of thin air, and we actually do check your UID to make sure that your artifacts are actually correct, so that the data are not artificially being created, and those are actual obtainable in-game artifacts. And then you pretty much just, well, you don't really have to click anything else. You can click whatever you want. The most important part is that coming down to here, you can choose the affiliation that you would like to run under, and for the purpose of knowing how many people actually watched this video and then submitted the data to contribute to the project, please click my affiliation, which is 1010. It doesn't really do anything other than it associate the person, which is you, to my name. So for example, coming back to the Kazuha EM versus ER, we can see that people who have the tag are kind of associated be in some sense. Yeah, this is what sick Kazuha look like. So you guys can play around with the data, but most importantly, if you guys can contribute submitting data, that would be great, and it would really help us do this experiment a lot. With that being said, hopefully that gives you a little bit more insights about the project and how it was used in the past to talk about theory crafting concept in general, and I really look forward to the actual results for this experiment. And again, it will really help out if you guys can submit the data, and that's pretty much all I want to talk about. And I guess you're right that I did end up going back to the topic of Iron Instinct versus Fav KAZUHA. On the bright side, we might have to not talk about that topic anymore, as we get maybe better weapon for KAZUHA in the futures, potentially a gacha 4-star weapon. I have no idea, I'm just like dreaming. With that being said though, as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.